Hi guys! Hi everyone! Oh, awesome. I always like to double check that we are working. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and this, I guess, is the conclusion of the live spin-along that I have been working on for the last week or so. We started with 2 separate 100-gram rovings that I had dyed, and the videos for how I dyed those rovings are on the channel. But one of them I speckle dyed with Wilton's Violet, and it split into pretty much pink and blue. It was pretty remarkable. And the other one was I dip dyed a roving that was in a crochet braid into the Wilton's Violet to get some breaking. And so I spun 2 singles to Z singles, and then we plied them all live, and we have this beautiful finished yarn that has a lot of depth. And the fun thing about this is one of the colors, or one of the singles, has much longer repeats of color. There's variation within it, but there are a lot bigger pinky purple and blue sections. And the other end with the speckles, the color changes are a lot faster. So I think that when this is knit into something, you could see some really beautiful transitions of color. I need my my notes. Oh no, I had meant to pull that up. Sorry. Because I wrote down the approximate yardage. Okay, so in this large skein, I have there were about 90 wraps around the nitty knotty, and since each wrap is 4 feet, that's about 120 yards of yarn, and it's 10 wraps per inch. It's about a worsted weight thickness. With here on the nitty knotty, I have the small skein, and I have an additional about 26-27 yards. So in total, 146, 147 yards, which isn't bad, but if you consider that there are probably about 200 grams of fiber, it shows that it's pretty dense, because a lot of times with 200 grams of worsted weight fiber, you would probably have more yardage. But this is enough to get a fun hat or something like that. Not quite enough for something like fun and lacy, but I think that it's a good amount to do many different types of projects. So also wound on this nitty knotty, which I did just kind of around from here to here, not both ways, so that way I can set it at the same time, is the mini skein of the end ply yarn that I did. Let's see if you can get like a decent image of that. I guess it's not really in focus. But the end ply yarn, I have about, I think about 11 feet of it, which means that I had 11 more yards because since the end ply is basically kind of like a 3 ply, it means that I have had about 11 more yards of one of the singles than the other. And so that's not so bad considering that there's over 150 yards. It means that I had some consistency. So that's exciting. So I also wanted to compare this broken Wilton's Violet yarn to one that I had spun previously. And I think this might be one that I spun on the channel. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the yarn. I think that I spun this yarn in the Spinning Broken Violet video. And this one I think I had a crochet chain of roving, and I didn't really dip dye it as much as just add it so it would break. And so this is one that, so there's a video of like me talking through my thought process, and then this is the one that we did live. So if you look from far back, they look really similar, but if I can get closer, Okay, let's see if I can. All right, it won't let me change the focus point. So I might, here, let me see if I can do this. All right, here we go. You can see the difference between these two a bit better. So this is the yarn that we just did in the live series, and this is the one from my other video. And since we have each strand of this 2-ply are from different dyeing experiments, you can see that we have a lot more pink and blue in this one, and that's because of the speckled yarn. We really got a lot more separation of color. And this one, while still absolutely gorgeous, and you still see a lot of the breaking, the color changes are slightly more subtle than the other one. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun spinning live. I really enjoyed having people to hang out with as I was working on the yarn. I liked hearing your questions and and your suggestions, and so I'm not sure. I mean, if you guys, let me know if you want to see more live spinning, or maybe I'm starting to have a list of ideas of other like projects that I can do live, or things that maybe I don't necessarily show on camera because they take too long in my dyeing videos, but maybe I can come live while I'm doing it. So that way, like, you can just, I guess, see more of the dyeing process and see more of, I guess, behind the scenes ChemKnits stuff. So yeah, I would love to hear what you'd like to see. And I do have some more dyeing videos coming up. I've got at least 2. One of them might be one video, or I might split it into 2. So I've got 2 to 3 videos that I just have to film the conclusions and edit. So those should be coming probably sometime next week. Hopefully I have some time to do some editing. But I am having so much fun, like, hanging out with you guys, and I'm about to have some more time, so I should be able to start posting videos a lot more consistently. And so if there's something you'd really like to see, let me know. I love suggestions, and some of my best videos are things that you guys have asked me about or have suggested. And so I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for, hanging out for the live spin along, and I look forward to hanging out with you more in the future. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits. My website is www.chemknits.com. You're on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so that way you know that when I go live. And I guess I will be back with more fun dyeing, knitting, fiber type projects soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.